This encounter took place in the parking lot behind a Dave & Buster's in Marietta, Georgia, where a man known by his first name as Ron parked his car in a quiet corner with his dog inside. His goal, simply to check out the venue for an upcoming fraternity event. But before he could even step out, an officer pulled up, initiated contact, and began detaining him, allegedly for suspicious activity. The man knew his rights, and as you'll see, that alone seemed to rattle the officers involved.
What is your name and badge number?
Officer Turner, 3627.
Okay, thank you.
I've been airbound and sure, but it's at 35 real fast.
I got pulled over. Well, I'm not pulled over. I parked in the Dave & Buster's parking lot, and I parked all the way in the back because I had my dog in the car. I didn't want anyone to be disturbed by the dog being in the car, and he's saying that he's detaining me for suspicious activity, but that's not a crime because I parked in the back.
I just need a
supervisor.
54 at Dave & Buster's, starting supervisor. He's going to price some wine. 8399. I've been trying to get out on the radio. There's a lot of traffic. If you can start a supervisor, I'm on a 54 at Dave & Buster's. So my supervisor's on the way, but he's extended from Powder Springs to Sandtown, so it's a pretty long way.
I'll wait.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're going to wait. Yeah. So that's what you requested right now.
I sure did.
All right, stay right here. Let me get my notebook because I'm going to need your name and date of birth.
You won't. I'm not going to speak until the supervisor gets here.
Well, so you can falsely, so you're not going to identify
I'm not going to falsely identify. I just want to speak to a supervisor.
Well, so that you still need to identify yourself when an officer asks for you while I'm investigating something.
But I have to be suspected of a crime.
So
and I'm not suspected of a crime.
You even said
Sir,
yourself,
I'm not suspected of a crime.
Me? You literally just said that you are this is even suspicious being back here. You're parked back here. This is a well-known drug
No, I said
area.
that's what you were going to say. I don't do drugs.
No, I didn't say you did drugs.
I'm 55 years old. I don't do drugs.
Did I say that you did drugs?
But you're saying you're grouping me. Wait, hold on. You're grouping me.
You're interrupting me right now. We're not going to do that.
You're grouping me with other
people.
people.
So here's what's to happen. I need you to just identify yourself. All right?
I'll wait for a supervisor.
You're in a suspicious. Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now. Don't move right there.
You're not allowed to touch my card. No seizures and searches.
399 28 out Georgia. Charlie Whiskey Sierra 3953. It's CWS 3953.
You see this? Because I parked back here. How's it going?
That's not a supervisor, so.
I was being polite. Can I get your name and badge number?
Maze 3681.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yep. What kind of dog is that?
Bull Mastiff Boxer mix.
Bull Mastiff Boxer mix?
Yeah. That's why I parked back here. Because I didn't want anyone to be startled by the dog in the car.
Is he older dog or younger?
He's old.
Oh. Yeah, he seems like he's just chilling. You from Marietta?
I actually live right behind here.
Oh.
I actually live right in the back. But you guys don't detail that. It's Cobb County that details that. The worst apartments. I got to get out of there. The grandstands, don't like it.
Did you just leave your dog in here while you were inside Dave & Buster's?
No, I was just about to go in, get pricing and stuff. Because my frat is going to have a party here for our anniversary. And he pulled me over and said I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't pull me over. I was parked.
Well, we have a lot of suspicious activity that happens.
But suspicion is not a crime.
Huh?
Suspicion is not a crime.
But it gives us reason to identify people and investigate because we do have a lot of drug activity that happens back here.
I don't do drugs. I still want to know why I'm being detained.
I've already tried to explain to you while you interrupted me. So like you said, and I'm going to tell you what you're telling me. We're going to wait for the sergeant to get here like you're wanting.
Okay.
So if you're not going to talk before the sergeant gets here.
I was talking to you. You're the one that wouldn't listen to me.
So we're not going to talk until the sergeant gets here like you requested.
Okay. Fine.
Hey, you check if we have an agreement with here.
What?
Did you check the Charles, are you checking do you have an agreement here?
Not a good encounter with Marietta the first time.
Do what?
This is my first time with an encounter with you guys.
So really?
I don't do nothing. There's so much more out there to be doing than.
Well, I mean, he's
No,
just trying to figure
he had
out
a
what's
hot
going
head.
on.
No, he had a hot head. I told him what it was. Any other cop? I have people in my family that are police officers.
Mhm.
They would have been like, "Oh, I see the dog. Okay, I get it. Just be careful. There's something going on out here. There's drug activity. Okay, doesn't mean I'm doing it.
Yeah, I
Don't
understand
profile
that.
me."
No, I don't think it's profiling you at all. It's just the vehicle being parked back here when everybody's.
I just
all up
pulled
there.
in.
Okay.
I just pulled in. As soon as I pulled in, turned off the lights, boom, his flash was light. I'm like, what is he doing? I couldn't even get out the car. I hope he had his dash cam on the whole time because I'm going to foil it.
I'm sure he did. I don't know how well the new cars are. They probably turn on automatically and all kinds of stuff. They're a lot fancier.
But there's more things to do than harass people.
I don't think he was trying to harass. He just
You
just
you
trying
didn't you didn't see the encounter, sir. If
Yeah.
you approached
Yeah, I
me, it would have
agree.
been different.
I was not here. I will agree with that. I'm not present.
Just explain what's going on. You know, this is a drug area. Well, if there's a drug area, they should have security out here.
No, that's the property.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to pay for that, and they usually do. Actually, I know they have an officer that usually sits out front. So they'll sometimes sit over there with lights on and everything. I believe it's a Cobb County officer that sits out there.
And I came over here because I can see that sign from where I live.
Mhm.
I said, I got to go over there and see because my frat brothers, we're about to celebrate our anniversary. So we're going to do it over here. So I'm going to go on and get pricing,
Uh-huh.
see what it's like for a group. Well, my dash cam picked up how he pulled up on me. So that's good.
Okay. Well, we do also have a agreement with the property too, where we work with them to get people that are doing activities that may be suspicious or, up to no good off of the property as well.
Right.
So, I mean, that is also something that we enforce on their behalf as well. So, I mean, this whole area is pretty rough. And so,
Well, because of that
Hey,
place
did
over there
Get
across the
that
street.
agreement? Yeah or nay?
he was looking at it, he just went, he had
Oh, he had to leave?
29 call. Yeah, this whole area, not just
Even over
that.
there, that place.
Yeah, everywhere, man.
That's good to know because I live right behind them.
Yeah, but everywhere, like this whole area is just rough. Like we always have some sort of crap going on over here. If people park, they'll park along this back row all the time, do handoffs and stuff. So
But when you question authority about, like, am I being detained? What am I being detained for? What's the crime? If you can't articulate that, then you shouldn't be asking me for ID. Suspicion is not a crime. I'm not young punk out here doing stuff. I have to be 56. Leave me alone.
we just like to identify people and stuff. And you gotta
But that's
understand
not the law.
From our viewpoint, if we see, like, it doesn't matter what age you are. I've seen, like,
Yeah, but you have to be suspected of committing a crime, and I'm not committing a crime. He can't articulate what crime. Suspicion is not a crime. And he came after I parked. So there's no moving violation, there's no nothing. He already ran my tags, I'm legit, so I just don't get it. I think he's as my uncle who is a retired police officer says, you got charged with POP. And I said, what the hell is POP? Pissing off a police officer. Your demeanor is better. He needs to learn how to de-escalate. Because we're on live too, and everyone's seeing this.
yeah, that's fine. We're all recording as well. So
No.
it's all documented. Our sergeant, I believe, is on the way I was once.
No.
What did he say?
Do what?
What did he just say?
He said we don't have an agreement with the property. Like
So-
so with some properties, we have criminal trespass agreements.
Mhm.
So if they want somebody CT from the property, or if we,
But they have to
remove
tell you to
somebody-
leave the property, and I just got here and parked my car. Suspicion is not a crime. I'm sorry, sir. You know that. I'm too old for shenanigans. I
understand
got
that.
hip problems.
Yeah, I hate it too. But
But honestly,
like I said, I wasn't here.
I
for
know
the
you have to.
original
I know you.
encounter,
I
so
know you have to stick by your people, but that's wrong. He's wrong.
I wasn't here for the original
I know,
encounter, so
I know.
I can't say
The
how
way
I
you
would've-
approach me, totally different. aggressively pulled up like I did something wrong. I was parked. I was about to get out the car. Now I don't even want to go in there. You guys have, I know you are, you seem like a good person. You got to upload, you guys took an oath to upload the Constitution, and that is not right what he did. I was parked, about to get out my car. I didn't do nothing wrong. You know, if I was in my 20s doing stupid shit, I get it. You know?
From the start, the officer appears more concerned with asserting control than gathering facts. Ron respectfully requests a supervisor, and instead of honoring that with professionalism, the officer escalates. Interruptions, vague accusations, and the constant pressure to ID, despite no crime being articulated, create an unnecessary power struggle. Ron holds his ground calmly but firmly. Now let's get this straight. Suspicious activity is not a crime. In Georgia, as in the rest of the country, an officer must have reasonable, articulable suspicion of a specific crime to legally demand identification from someone not operating a vehicle. Simply sitting in a car with your dog in a known problem area doesn't cut it. Detaining someone without reasonable suspicion can constitute an unlawful stop under Terry v. Ohio and potentially a violation of Fourth Amendment protections. Notice the subtle profiling here. The officer starts grouping the man in with others who hang out in the back lot, implying drug activity without a shred of evidence. Ron, who is nearly 56 years old and clearly composed, pushes back on being lumped in. His calm insistence on being treated as an individual, not a suspect based on location or age, highlights just how often stereotypes play into initial police contact.
Yeah, well, man, your freaking lights are like the damn spaceship.
They are.
Agreed.
They're bright. How you doing?
Good. How are you,
Sergeant
sir?
Henderson?
Hi,
I didn't catch your name.
Ron.
From what?
Mm.
Okay, I got you.
Nice try.
So here's the deal. I get what you're saying. I get what my officer's saying. All right. It is, you're backed in. You said you came out to check on your dog, right?
I just parked the car, and
Right.
I was about to get out, and he just pulled up on me.
Okay.
And I'm like, and he said, why you parked back here? And I said, because I have a dog in the car. I'm going in there. I didn't tell him the whole story because then he started, well, it's suspicion activity. I said, you got your ID? Suspicion is not articulating what type of crime that you suspect me of. I asked him if I was being detained. He was saying, well, you're being detained because of A, B, C, and D. No, I didn't commit a crime.
I got you. So we do have reasonable articulable suspicion.
What is
correct?
that?
Reasonable articulable.
No, what is my regional?
No. I'm
Okay.
laying into it.
Okay.
So we can, in different circumstances and circumstances like this is a known area that we do have narcotics.
Mm-hmm.
They do like you do. They back in, they park here. We have people traveling around. They meet up back here, all right? We also have people that come back here for other nefarious activities with relationships and things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
We also have people that park cars back here and
I don't think I'm going to do anything with my dog.
No, well, I hope not. That's another nefarious act that I don't want to go into. But we also have people that do park back here. People go out, they break into the cars, they meet up, they take off.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what he's doing, but at the same time, I see you're like, hey, I just parked my car, about to go inside.
Right.
So I'm not going to demand that you show me ID.
Thank you.
So I just want you to understand where he's coming from, because we do have a lot of activity back here. And I'm not to say that you're one of those people, but we don't know, right?
Right.
And usually we don't know unless we identify people.
But after I explained it, I expected, for him to de-escalate instead of not let me explain why I was here and get an attitude with me. As my uncle, who's a retired police officer, I was just telling him, he said, you gotta be careful because that's POP, pissing off a police officer.
I got you.
And
you get that, not to say that that's what his issue was.
his demeanor was 10 times better than his demeanor. Sorry, that's just how I feel.
But as it is right now, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Hey, just make sure that your dog, I know it's cold out here, so you don't really have to worry about the dog being hot.
Okay.
So just be mindful.
Well, that's why I
And
parked
also-
back here, so I didn't want anyone to
also
get
just
startled.
be mindful, if you're not one of those people that are breaking into people's cars,
Right.
parking out here puts you in that area where your car gets broken into,
Oh, in the back.
in the back.
But he's in there, so that's why I'm like,
Well, they don't. What kind of dog is it?
he's a bull mastiff boxer.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is he a big dog?
Yeah, he's big.
Oh, well, that may change
that's
your
why.
mind.
And I
Just
have my
keep that
dash
in
cam
mind.
on.
So I don't want you to think that he's like singling that, like picking on you, because of the fact that, like I said, we do have a lot of activity that goes on in this parking lot.
Right.
They have part-time officers that work here. We get calls out here. Things happen.
Right.
All right. But in the end, like I said, I'm not gonna just demand that you show ID or whatever. It is what it is, but it works both ways. Sometimes, you know, like I said, if you were just to show his ID, he's like, all right, great, see you later. And
he would have ran it in and all that. Then
Right.
I'm in the system. I know my uncle already told me all that stuff. So
well, it doesn't put it in. It doesn't put it in the system.
Yeah.
We just check, make sure people don't
Yeah.
have warrants or things
Right.
like that. But in the end,
well, he ran my tag, so
So-
that would have bring it back anyway.
it does, but it doesn't show photos because
Okay.
a lot of times, you know, it will show
Right.
photos.
Right.
But either way, like I said, I want you to see where he's coming from. I see where you're coming
Well,
from.
no, in actuality, I don't see where he's coming from, but I do respect what y'all do. And you guys have a tough job, have family members who are cops.
Right.
So I just don't.
Well-
he could have handled it differently. He could have de-escalated big time.
We'll talk, but like I'm not gonna hold you up anymore, mainly because I got hot coffee in the car that I literally just got that I'm
Right.
hoping doesn't get cold. So,
Well, thank you.
all right, take care.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
This encounter ends with a valuable lesson. Asserting your rights is not a provocation, it's a protection. The man never raised his voice, never became hostile. He simply asked, "What crime am I suspected of?" That question alone seemed to frustrate the first officer. But in the end, it's clear. There was no crime, no probable cause, and certainly no justification for the level of scrutiny. And here's something important the second officer confirms. The police did not have an active criminal trespass agreement with the property. That means the claim of authority to detain or remove someone wasn't grounded in any formal arrangement. It was based on assumption. Ultimately, this is a textbook example of why knowing your rights, recording interactions, and staying calm under pressure matters. Because if you don't challenge this kind of overreach, it just keeps happening.